What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I'm working on a design for a client, so let's see if she's online yet. Because I have to shut down the Facebook. All right, Julia, that's a very good question. We're getting ready to do all of that just now. I was trying to hold on because the client is one of our fellow creatives. Oh, she's on. Okay, so I can close out of Facebook. That way it won't lag me down. And then, yes, we're going to change the colors, definitely. And there's a little bit of editing I have to do to the photo too. So let's go ahead and pull it in and see what we need to do with the photos. I'm going to bring in all 3 photos right now. 2 and 3. I just used Remove BG, but I had to add the hair back here because Remove BG didn't do a very good job of cutting out the hair on this one. So we're going to manually do it. I'm just zooming in here. And actually, we can double click on the image because it's a smart object, open it up, and then I can just clean it up from here. And let me go get my pen tool real quick. Alright, so I actually went to go get my stylus, but I think I'm going to use the pen tool so that you can see it, because if I pull it on my other screen, you won't see it. So I'm just clicking and dragging with the mouse here, and we want to make sure that we keep his style and texture of his hair so it stays true to the original image and his personality and all that good stuff. I don't like when we cut out pictures and it doesn't necessarily stay true to the person's character, so we gotta definitely put his hair in here. Before it literally cut all his hair off. I guess whenever people take pictures in the vehicles, the headliner of the vehicle tends to blend in with the hair quite often, so it will cut all of it off. And we're just adding it back basically. And then there was another image where it shaped the hair kind of in a way that just made it look real like it was a lower cut. So we may be able to take the same cut that we're doing right now, and I'm just going to select the outside of it. I'm going to turn it into a selection so that it turns into my marching ants. I think for the feather radius I'm just going to do 1. Just 1. Let it feather just a little bit so we don't have really harsh transition. And then I'm going to let's do a layer mask, but instead of a regular layer mask, I'm going to do a hide selection. That means it's going to hide just the area that's selected, and that looks a little more like it. So if we are to close out of this, it's still a PNG. We save that, and then I see the areas where like the bling was from the filter, so we're going to fix that too. I'm going to go in. Let's go ahead and do it. We can do it on the image here. I'm going to use my paintbrush, but I'm going to grab color from around it. And I'm going to add a new layer on top so I can paint on it and not my photo. And, uh-oh, my brush must be really big. Yeah. So, and I'm going to grab some different colors because it isn't just one color, it's like different color browns in here. So let me step back a little bit. I'm going to grab some different color browns and decrease the size of this brush. Let me turn on my little helper here for y'all. So let's see. We're grabbing like the darker brown, some of the lighter brown, darker brown, medium brown there. It's a little bit darker right there. And that just makes it look a little more believable. And sometimes it's not necessary to do all this, but I think for Remembrance shirts, I usually do put a little bit more, time, effort, energy, and love into it, because this isn't just about a design. It's really about creating a piece for someone. And memorial projects are kind of, something that's near and dear to my heart, so I always put love into it. Always. Alright, so I am coloring a little bit outside the lines. That's fine, because what I can do, I can take everything I just painted, right click, and I'm going to create a clipping mask so it masks it to the layer below it. So even when I color outside the line, it's still going to clip it inside of there. But I think that did well for getting rid of the little sparklies. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to display this image large just so we can see what the image is supposed to have in it. We're going to do a version of this. And already we have image number 1. I'm going to link the layer we just colored on, link it to the layer underneath it, so that when I move one, it moves the other as well. So that's one. And see how it cut off his hair on the other images? I'm going to pull them up so you can see. I don't like when it does that. So what I'm going to do is use the hair that we just cut out, and hopefully we can add a little texture there. Or I'll have to just recut the image. So we can literally, I'm going to merge down the hair that we just colored on top of this hair. I'm going to right click and I think I can merge it down. I would have to release the clipping mask first, and then I will create a layer mask here. Let's apply that layer mask, right click. These two, we'll go ahead and merge those together, merge those layers. So now that layer that we colored is a part of the original photo. And I did that because I want to take his hair here. This looks good here. And then I'm going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and it pasted just that little bit of the hair there. And I'm going to see if I can use this to blend in with the image that I feel like cut off his hair. And I may even do it to the other image. I don't know if the other image had the dreads or not, but I definitely will add them if it does. And it looks like this was more in the maybe the infant stage of the dreads, but we'll make it work. Okay, so right now you see the colors off. The original image is a little bit darker where the hair is. So I'm going to make this hair darker. So I'm going to do a layer, new adjustment layer. Let's do hue saturation. No, let's do new adjustment layer. Let's do levels first, because I can always change hue and saturation if I need to. I'm just making it a little darker so it blends in a little better, but I still want to see some of the highlights. So I'm going to come back to the image, add a layer mask, grab my paintbrush, and since I'm on the layer mask, black is going to conceal. So I'm just concealing this like this clean cut because I want it to blend in with the texture of the hair. So if I take this off, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm taking off some of the hair so that we get a better blend there. I'm just making sure I have my softest brush possible, and I think that blends pretty well, especially considering it's going to be a little bit smaller than this actually on the shirt. At this point I'm probably going to Control T, just take it down just a little bit so it doesn't look as long as the other. And let's see. Is it Sophia? If you're on here, love, can you comment for me and let me know what we might want to see different, or if I'm making this pretty much exactly the same. I know you wanted to add some different words, so if you could put those words in the chat for me, I can copy and paste them. I think it was Restay 2020 if I'm not mistaken, but if you just type it for me, then I can make sure that I put exactly what you want. So we're going to do this thing with the hair again. I'm just zooming out, Control minus, and let's do the same thing. Okay, so this is a different image, and this one doesn't look like his hair is long quite yet. So I'm going to Control T and just transform that so it looks like he's standing straight up instead of at an angle. And I'll keep the same kind of layout. And I'm also trying to keep about the same scale. And it looks like there's a little extraneous data right here from Remove BG, so I'm going to add a layer mask. And I'm just going to paint that right out of the image. Here we go. And then for the hair, for this one, I'm going to make sure that I'm just going to group all of that, and I'll call this one Photo 2. Then we have in our client files. Photo 2, this one will be Photo 3. And where's Photo 1? This will be Photo 1. Now I wasn't worried about removing the sparkles down here because we'll probably end up fading that off. So we have our 3 photos kind of cleaned up here. I'm going to turn this one to a smart object so I can see it. And I can't tell if that figure was cut off before or what. Let me go ahead and move it and see. Yeah, it's already cut off. So we'll do something clever so we don't see the edge of the finger. Let's go ahead and convert to a smart object, and let's see some of these elements that we're bringing in. Let's go ahead and change the color of the sky so we can kind of set the tone for the theme here. So I'm going to disable this right now. I kind of get the idea that it's going with the color of the Reese's candy. So we're going to take that off and go to the background. And there are some areas here where you can add or change the existing gradient here. I think we're going to change what's already here. We'll double click on the gradient. This little window pops up. And in fact, let me go ahead and bring in the image of the Reese's so we can maybe pick some colors from that. I like to pick colors from real things, not just make them up off the top of my head. So in this case, I already made this into a PNG, and I'm going to bring this all the way to the top, maybe right underneath the text. Then this way we can kind of pick colors from it. And this is going to be a 13 by 19 design, so I want to make sure nothing's going to get cropped off and that it'll look like you know, like a square or rectangular image. I want it to look like a very natural, free-flowing design. Alright, so we have our color there. Let's go back to our gradient, and now we can pick some custom colors from here. So I have the orange, I have the yellow, and maybe instead of the pink, let's try the brown. And you won't really see it right now because it's very very hard to see with the background being so close to the image, but we'll change that. Let's go ahead, let's choose this darker orange. And I'm thinking that I bring the brown outside to the orange. And we're going to go ahead and save this gradient as a new gradient so that if we need to reuse it, we can. And let's get an idea of what this gradient is going to look like in different places. So we need to apply it to a couple of different places. I have down here at the bottom where it is the kind of the foreground clouds. We're going to double click on that gradient, and then since we saved it, let's go ahead and pick that gradient that we did before. And another thing I'll do is, let's do a layer, new fill layer. I'm going to do a white fill layer here so that checkerboard doesn't throw us off. We can really see how this looks. There we go. And I'm going to scale this down so we can see what's going on here, see what colors we have, how we want to edit them, modify it to kind of give us the feel that we want. And I'm just changing the angle here so I can see where my color's coming in and how much of it I want. And I'm going to remove the brown because I really like the orange and the yellow, and then I'm going to figure out where the brown can come in. And now I can bring that brown back in a little bit, see where it comes in. See how it's just peeking in from this corner over here? And we still have color overlay that we can do for these foreground clouds. So we can choose our orange there. We can choose from the image. This is me just picking from the candy here. I kind of like the yellow. And I don't have to do a color overlay here. I can do another gradient overlay here if I want. Change the gradient to the one we just selected or just created. Then I'm going to take the brown off completely on this one. And instead of hue, I'm going to turn it to normal so I get that full range of color. And then let's play with the scale and maybe even the angle here. Just want to see a little bit more of that yellow. Okay. And same thing with the background here, background clouds. Right now the layer mode is on multiply. We can change that just to see what those colors do once applied with a different type of effect. And color looks good to me. We just have to make sure it's showing the right color in the right place. So just double click and change how far this yellow or this orange is coming in so we can see what's really coming in. And you can see the orange coming in from the top here. And we also have a little bit of the sky background behind with the gate, so we can even change that color up. I'm just focusing on a little bit at a time. And I'm not really referencing the photo so much right now because I really want to just focus on creating our own look, and then we'll reference the photo just to make sure we have all the elements that we're supposed to have here. Oh, Yoko. You see it? Okay. I'm just now seeing your comments. Okay, gotcha. Now, let's see. These won't have wings or anything, so I'm going to take the wings and turn them off. So there's the front wings. And this one has two different wings, one that goes in front of the photo and one that goes behind the photo. Unless you want to keep the wings, Yoko, you let me know. I'm going to take the wings out just because that's the way the image is. But if you want to add them back, there's no problem. So that's going to be our main photo, our focal photo. And I'm going to take all the photos and bring them down to the photo layer. And of course, I'm going to bring the main photo below the clouds and under the initial wings, and then we're going to fade this off. You know I'm not going to do hard lines, so let's go ahead and add a layer mask, grab our paintbrush, and I'm going to do Control Alt. I'm right clicking and I am making my brush bigger by dragging it to the right, and then I'm just going to brush over these areas to make sure we have a nice clean fade off. So we don't want anything harsh here. We want it to look natural and really peaceful. Okay, so now I can bring this image down a little bit. This is going to be our focal image, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And now you can see how the colors are kind of blending in a little bit, but I have a way of also making it a little more intense. I think we're going to go with some of the intense colors, the oranges and the golds. All right, now we don't need the traditional text that's here, so I'm going to turn that off. And we have the word here that we're going to bring in. There it is. And all you do is drag and drop it onto the scene there. And I think I even have some more doves. So I have a little variation here. I'm going to drag these new doves onto here. 1, 2, 3. I think I have 4. Well, I guess one of them was the same, so that's 3. Hold down Shift so I can select all of those. And let's make these a little smaller. And then we'll determine where we're going to put them. And then we may enable some, disable others, but at least we have them in place. And we also need to put with Reese Day 2020. So let's type here just regular text. And I will not be using that font, but I do want to at least get it to what size I want. And we'll make this the brown. So I'm going to do an effect here. So let's do a color overlay. We're going to make it brown, so I'm choosing the brown from the image here. And then we're going to do a stroke. The stroke is going to be the orange color. And then more than likely I'll do a drop shadow. Just to give us something subtle that kind of stands out. Now let's choose our font here. Something clean. Maybe a little bit italicized. But we don't want anything to compete with the Reese there. We want something that complements it. And then we also need something that has letters. So sometimes you do these free fonts, they will not have the numbers or symbols. So you just have to be aware of that when you're picking your font. Because I'm going to need to put 2020 after this. So let's make sure that the fonts that I'm working with actually have numbers, because I've run into that issue before. And then, you know, in that case, just go ahead. If it's a font you really want, support the designer, buy the font, and use it as you need. I don't want it to look playful. I want it to look pretty nice, elegant, maybe arrow. Yeah, so it still has a little bit of boldness to it, but it doesn't look like a athletic font. And from here, I'm thinking that I'll increase that stroke size. So I'm going to double click on my effects, go to my stroke, and see if that's really what I want to do. You could even add another stroke by clicking on the add sign, making the second stroke bigger, and then you can change the color of it. I think I'm going to just keep it without the third color. Yes, Yoko, when you get this, I think, let me see, I believe you did it as a PNG, or even if you did it as a PNG, I'm gonna send you the Photoshop file, because since you are doing this live and it's helping other people learn too, I want to reward you and give you the template file so that you can edit this later. You can watch this video over again and kind of figure out how these different elements are changed out. And yeah, this will be something special for you to have as well. Alright, so Reese Day 2020. There was something else. Oh, the Reese's Cups. Got the Reese's Cups. We'll pull those in, and I'm going to bring those way behind the image. Let's bring them behind the back wings if we were using the wings. And I'll leave the wings on there too for you. So they're just hidden right now. But if you ever want to put the wings on, even if you're working on another project, you will have those available for you. So the way this one's set up is it kind of has it like mirror imaged. So we're going to do the same one, and then what we'll do, we'll right click. Let's do this. Let's right click on the name, duplicate the layer, and then we'll right click, or Control T so we can transform it. Right click here, and then we're going to flip it, but we're going to flip it horizontal. So now we kind of get the flip side of that, and it looks more or less like we kind of made a balanced design there. Okay, so that's that. Let's see what other elements. We need to bring the photos back, of course. And let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm talking kind of low. I don't know. I tend to talk lower when I do these kind of projects, because I feel like kind of just in the mode, in the moment. All right, now I see we have some areas down here where like the photo cuts off where the foot is. So let's go ahead and fade it off. That way we don't have any chance of it. If we move something else and maybe it doesn't show properly. So I'm just taking my soft brush and I created a layer mask, and I'm just painting away the image, and it's still there, but I'm just painting it away. And I'll do the same thing to this finger over here. It kind of got cut off by the photo. Now, you know what? It's something that might be better to do right here. Is a couple of things. You can place the bird right there, because I see that there's also something, maybe some text or something that's over his finger too. So the way we do it is nothing is by mistake, it is by design. Okay, one of my slogans is original by design, and that's what we are, original by design. There we go. Put that dove right over there. And we can even add like drop shadows to the dove to make them look like they are kind of in front a little bit. Just bring that down a little bit. The opacity, I just made it look a little less opaque or more transparent. But when you do that, you have to be very careful not to get too close to the edge of the paper, or else you'll print that hard edge on that shadow instead of having a nice seamless shadow. And what I can do is I can copy the layer style from that dove and I can paste it on my other doves. Right click, I'm going to paste that layer style, and you see the other doves ended up with a shadow too. And we can choose which doves we keep here. You know what? I'm going to use the new doves. Why not? So we can see if we take off the drop shadow, it's just a very subtle little effect that it gives it, but it gives it something special. Okay, now Yoko, do you need me to, and let me know if I'm calling you by the wrong name, because I have one name on a work order, and then I see your name for Facebook and on here. So okay, and I'm glad you're loving it so far. All right, so do we need to put Reese Day? Do I need to put Justice 4 at the top of Reese, or am I just putting Reese Day 2020 like it is right now? I'm just bringing the other photo down, and you'll see that there's some, some words on here from the screenshot, but we are going to just use that as we need. So I'm thinking I'll bring this one down just a little bit, so it's a little bit balanced with the other image as far as size. And then I'll create a layer mask, or this one already has a layer mask because we were cleaning out that part of the image that Remove BG left in there. So since it already has a layer mask, we're just going to come with our brush and brush it away. And the nice thing about the cloud images is that when you brush away the part of the photo, it just looks like the clouds are kind of in front of them a little bit. Alright, so now we can focus on maybe the placement of the doves and the color, so we can get that stronger color up top. And I'll place this dove behind the recent, so it kind of gives it like some of the doves are in front, some are behind. Maybe I'll do one of these. We need that one to hide the hand, and maybe we'll do one here and move this one. And I'm just making sure I add the drop shadow to all the doves. So we have 4 doves, we have our 3 images, we have the elements of the candy that go with the theme, and I need to change the color right here. So let's go to the sky image. And see, if we take off the gates, we have that kind of, and maybe we'll do that. Unless you want to keep the gates, you let me know. Whatever works best for you. I got you. So if I take off the gates, I'm going to go ahead and manipulate this gradient here. So I'm going to double click. I'm going to change my angle so I can see that what's coming through. So I want it to look more like it's orange towards the top and more like a sunset. So I'm going to choose -90 degrees. And then we'll choose the darker orange to come from the top. I'm going to get rid of that bright orange. Okay, let's do darker orange, bring up the yellow. And right now that yellow, you can see it in the clouds, but I don't really see it real well on the background here. So I'm going to play with my blend mode and see if I get something better. I have it on color. And I'm just going to literally choose the blend mode and just use my down arrow keys and just see how the blend mode works with that particular background image. I never really know what it's going to do until I do it. So this one, ooh, hard light, is kind of giving me what I want. Let's go with hard light. And then I can change my gradient from there. And then if I want to bring the brown back in, we can. Let's see if it makes sense. With the hard light, the brown doesn't make sense. And now I'm going to bring back the gate. If you want to keep that on. So y'all go let me know, do you want to keep the gate? Or so type yes to gate, or yes, yes gate, or yes wings. Anything that you want to see that I have disabled, let me know if you want to see it by asking me to turn it on. I'll turn on the visibility. Even if you don't know if you're going to keep it, I'll show you how to do that. Now for this one, it has some blue in it, so we're going to actually do a layer, new adjustment layer. We're going to do a hue saturation adjustment here, just for the gates. So we clipped it down to the gates, and we can change the master level, which means all the colors change together. And as a matter of fact, that sky really doesn't have much of a hue. It really doesn't. So what I'm going to do is just do a, on the layer mask, just kind of take down some of the color there. That way I'm kind of letting a little bit of that orange from the background peek through. Maybe even here where the yellow is. So I still have a hint of the gates. I'm just letting some of the color come through. So sky with color, good. Got the gates on. What about wings? Wings, yes or no? I'll turn them on so you can see. Of course, I'll have to adjust the location of them. But let's see. And the size. So let's do Control T. We'll transform that size down a little bit. And I'll show you what it looks like with the wings on there. And it's not even as noticeable because we have so many images. But just in case you wanted that on there. Other than that, I think that's everything in the design. Let's go ahead and bring the design example back up. There we go. That's the design example, and I think we pretty much hit the nail on the head with that. Maybe we can add a little drop shadow. I'm going to paste the layer style from the doves. Added a little drop shadow on the Reese's. Why not? You know I'm extra. Okay, so I think that's it, love. Unless there's any other information or any other images you want me to bring on here. And this font, Arrow, I think is a free font. So I was trying to make sure I didn't choose a font that you won't have. Okay, so I'm guessing you're saying yes to the wings. I'm sorry, there is a delay. So sometimes if you're saying something, I won't know if that was like an immediate answer or something that I said a little while ago. And what I'll do for the Reese's, because they didn't cut really, really clean out. So what I like to do for that is I'll paste a drop shadow, but I'll also do an inner glow. But instead of white, I'm going to choose the inner glow to be black. And then I also will do an outer glow. If you don't see it on here, you can always add it. So let's do the outer glow. Same thing, we'll make it black. And we're going to bring it in. And that way the drop shadow has a little something to back it. Like trying to make it look 3D. And even for the wreath, let's paste layer styles, add a little drop shadow to that. And make it look like it's kind of popping out just a little bit. Now I just added a black inner glow just to kind of really intensify this little edge, because it wasn't exactly a clean vector image. So I just use that inner glow and the outer glow sometimes just to make it look like it's a smoother transition if it's kind of got jagged edges to it. Yes, you will be able to. Now, do you have Photoshop, Yoko? Do you have and it has to be the full version of Photoshop. Not, I think some people have been asking me about Photoshop Elements. It has to be Photoshop. But if you have Photoshop, yes, you can turn the wings on and off. You can change any of these layers, anything you like to do that I just did today. You'll be able to do all of that. So it's as simple as just clicking on this little eyeball right here. And I'm just making the size a little bit smaller for the doves, just so they don't seem like the main focal point. Yes, that's a great question, Yoko. Anytime that I have a template, and I know this is a big question that y'all ask, as far as the fonts, as soon as you try to open up a Photoshop file, it's going to give you an error and tell you what fonts you don't have. This is exactly what I want you to do. It's gonna have a pop-up that says Arrow is a missing font. What do you want to do? It's going to ask you if you want to resolve it or ignore. So what you're going to do is find you browser, so Google browser or whatever, and you're going to do Arrow font. Say whatever the font is, you put the word and type the word font after it, and you'll see that it is on the font. And there it is. You'll just download it. Once you hit download, we'll make sure we're downloaded in our files here. It'll be a zip file. I usually right click, show it in the folder. Then I right click, extract all. Then all you're going to do is just double click on it. It will automatically install itself when you hit the install button. Okay, so you don't have to put it in a certain program or anything. You just install it. And mine is going to say I already have it. Do I want to replace it? I'm going to say no. But if you don't have it, it will install it on your system. And then you can use that font on Word, Photoshop, any program where you can type editable text and choose your fonts. Okay, so that's definitely what I recommend. Anytime you get a template, go ahead and download the fonts, because the template's not going to look the same if you don't have those fonts. Okay, so yes, and you'll also have the Yoko, because I'm sending you this as a template, you'll also have the, where's the text from before? There it is. You'll have this text built in. But what am I clicking on? Oh, you know what? I need to save because it looks like I'm frozen right now. Okay. Let me save. But yeah, so the one that says gone but not forgotten, and then these have layer effects. So if you want something to look gold, like that gold effect, metallic effect, you can right click on the word gone, copy that layer style, and then paste it on something else, even if you don't use the exact text. So we could take the day 2020 and we could paste that, and it will replace that with the effect from the previous copy. So that'll be in there too for you. I'm glad you love it, love. Is there anything else that you want to see me do with this? I'm going to go ahead and save it and send it to you. I appreciate your support and your trust in me to do this special project for you. And if you need anything else, you should be able to pretty much save this as a JPEG and print. I don't like to print straight from Photoshop because the file is so big. I like to file, save as, save it as a JPEG, and I'll send you the JPEG as well as the Photoshop file. Now, if you want to proof this to someone, you probably want to proof it smaller. So, some people will take your image and print it exactly. So if you want to keep that from happening, just proof it really small or watermark it or whatever you like to do. And that way you keep your high resolution file for yourself. If you want to change the words, all you're going to do is come to your text tool, or even if you're on your move tool, if you double click on any words, it'll highlight the words and then you can change the text. Okay? And just make sure you save this link because I don't know how long it may take for it to upload. So if you do want to make any of these changes, then you want to go ahead and do that. Save this video so that you'll know how to change it in the future. Let me go ahead and turn that off. I think I turned one of them off. There we go. And Diamond, if you need something like this done, I can absolutely help you. There is a listing on the Innate Lab page. And let me show you all, because a lot of you have been asking me. Right now, I still need you to let me know whenever, respond to the email that says that your order is placed, and let me know that the custom design order is placed, because sometimes I'm not getting those emails right away. So especially if it's something you need urgently, and we can do it like this, we can do it live so you can see it. I don't mind doing this for you all, and I don't mind doing it for your clients either. If you need your client to chime in and see what's going on, you just let me know, hey, this is my client, and then you tell your client that Shannon is your graphic designer and I provide a service to you. And you can tell I've never discussed prices over this thing as far as like what I am charging to you all or anything like that. So whatever you charge your customer is your business. And let's see, I want to show y'all on the website where you can order the custom design. So you go to Design Print Services, that tab there, and it's on the next page. The website is doing some funky stuff with the pictures, but there it is. It's custom design. I have to put a little icon there for you. But you would click on custom design, and depending on how many photos you upload and what file format you want, like if you want the Photoshop file or you want the Affinity photo file, like if I have to do it in Affinity, or you want it to be PNG, because sometimes people just want the PNGs, they don't want the Photoshop files. So you choose what the file type is, and then I usually do charge $10 more to do all overs because they're bigger files. If you are exclusively part of the Innate Creatives group, then I tell you all, y'all have an insider secret. You can choose 13 by 19, and then in your notes that you send to me, you can say, hey, can you make this all over for me? And I basically do it for the same price as a 13 by 19. All right, so that's that process. I'll show y'all something else we're doing too. The prints, we do 13 by 19 prints. If you want, if you need help, like especially if it's a bulk order, large order, something like that, you might need 100 prints and you don't want to wait for your printer to print 100 prints. We got you on that. And then we also offer the 36 by 44 prints, which prints the large format. The all over shirts, you can do curtains, you can, anything you can think of that you would print extra wide if you had an extra wide printer. We do that for you, and we roll it up and ship it to you so you can press it yourself. Yes, it can be all over. Now this particular one is not, but if you wanted to make it all over, I can show you. Let me show you how to do that. And some of you here are probably wondering that. And I show this from time to time. So let me find my free template. My free blank template that I give you all on the website. So let me put in blank. Looks like that. I'm going to show you all a little magic here. Now, of course, yours doesn't have all that on it. I think yours looks a little bit more like this. So we're going to take the image and group it all. This is what I do if I start with a 13 by 19. So I'm going to take everything, probably except that background white because I don't need it. Just group it all. This is one big old group. I'm going to literally pick it up from this artboard, drop it onto my all over shirt artboard, and just stretch it out. Proportionately, of course. Now I want you to pay attention to this little dotted line area here. It's kind of faint on purpose so that you can still design without it being in your face. But you want to make sure all of your text stays, text and important parts of the photo like the faces, stay inside of that area. So everything is in the text safe area that I really care about. The doves can get cut off a little bit. That's not the problem. You don't want his face to get cut off and you don't want the words to get cut off. So that's what you want to pay attention to. And then all this is that we did before is a layer mask for the background. And I can turn that off or on. Let's see. Okay, so the background, that's where all that stuff is. And this is a layer mask. So what the layer mask does, and I'm going to show you. I told you before that black is to conceal, white's to reveal. I'm going to make this a bit bigger and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So if I were to continue to clean that up, just showing you that layer mask. I'm just cleaning that all the way up. And this is also how you go from an all over to a 13 by 19. My all overs, I have these layer masks built in. So all you have to do is basically take it, save it as a non all over design, or I just take off the words all over from it and I scale it down to a 13 by 19. So both, if you order a 13 by 19 template, you should be able to make it all over, and vice versa. If you order an all over template, you should be able to make it a 13 by 19. And I have a lot of videos doing that. Let's see, let's go ahead and turn this layer mask off, and all of a sudden, voila, you have an all over shirt. So the all over prints, it really matters what the hue is for the day. I try to send them out within 24 to 48 hours. For the most part, that's just complimentary. It's not standard. It just depends on how many I have. If you want priority, for instance, I had about 30 prints to do yesterday. If that's something that you want as priority, contact me first to see if it's possible to get it out that day. And if so, go ahead and let me know. I'll tell you, go ahead, place your order. And it may be a rush fee depending on how many orders I have in front of you. So as of right now, I can probably get, what is it? It's 6:11. So it would be too late to try to get it out today. But definitely if you order today, and let's say I can get it out tomorrow, then it will be whatever the standard shipping is. Usually it's 2 to 3 days priority. I had to overnight some today, so they can be overnight as well. Usually overnight is going to run you about $100 shipping. So if it's worth that, to get a few prints or maybe a bunch of them like that one was, $100, 30 prints, could make a big difference in your business model. So yeah, just let me know if you need that all over print sent out to you. If we get it done by this evening, then I'll make sure I either print it out tonight or first thing in the morning, and we'll ship it out there to you. All right, love. Anyone else have any questions or anything too? I know me and Yoko are going through our session right now, but if y'all have any questions, I'm sure she won't mind because she's learning too. Let me make sure. I'm going to save this for you, Yoko. Save it in our client file. So I'll send you the all over file, and I'll send you the 13 by 19 files. It's my PSB. I like to save things as PSB when I know they're going to be large files. And a PSB is a Photoshop file. It just happens to be a large. There it is, large document format. Why didn't I see that? And we'll call this one all over. Oops. Here we go. There we go. So now we have both. Awesome, awesome. I see my girl E in the building. I sure appreciate y'all. I want to let y'all know, I know I haven't been doing a lot of live videos lately. I've been doing a whole lot of other things and some exciting things in store for you all. But I'm going to bring my niece and nephew on there. Going to be designing a t-shirt, a mask, and some socks so that I can show you if my 9-year-old and 7-year-old niece and nephew can do it. I know y'all got this, okay? So we'll do the design part of it, then we will large format print the stuff, and then I'm going to let the kids help me even press their own stuff. Because you know how we are as entrepreneurs, we're kind of making stuff for everybody else and we never make the stuff for ourselves. So they're literally walking around here with their 3-year-old sublimation Christmas shirts on. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Those are a little small. Let's make something today. So we should get to do that this evening. I'm not sure if I got the message, love. I have not, I have to be honest, I have not been checking my personal Facebook Messenger. I rarely do. If you need something business-wise, message the Innate Lab Business Facebook page or email us. That's probably the best way because it's not just me answering those messages because I'm real neglectful when it comes to my personal messages. So definitely let me know on one of those mediums. It'll be a lot easier. I have probably like 100 and something unopened messages on my personal messenger. It's like it's real intimidating. So sometimes I just leave it alone, and I'll come one day and try to knock them all out at once. The 15,000 printer, Yoko, I purchased. Let's see. Let's do a little research. Let's see where they have it now. I think I bought mine on B&H Photo, but usually right up here on Google, it'll pop up on the side where they're selling them. Let's just hit shopping and see. Looks like Staples might have them in stock again. And they're on sale. Ooh, hold on. Oh no, I lied. No, they lied because I put in 15,000 and they put this 4760. That ain't what you want. You want to be able to print 13 by 19. So I have purchased from this company before, Adorama. I think they sell like photography equipment. But if they say they have it in stock and you're able to get it, then that might be what you have to do. Now this one prints 9 pages per minute color. The 16650 is the one that I was bragging about. Let me show y'all something. 650. Sorry, I got my computer ringing. That's my life. Oh, it's on back order. It's on back order. So I guess I got this one when it was like a little under 500. Might have been like $4.99 or something like that. And I ordered it from Staples and I went and picked it up. But I think they've been in and out of stock ever since, and it's pretty hard to find one. So if you find one, get it. Don't let it go. I am thinking of doing a raffle. So for those of you who are here, and what we might be raffling is the 15,000. I have one that I just set up just to kind of understand what the color settings and everything look like. So it's ready to go. Already set up, full sublimation ink. So I think I might raffle that one off. What do y'all think? I'll throw some perks in there with it. We're doing socks and license plates. We have the folded mask, and I'm trying to think of some other substrates I can throw in there with it to send with that package. So yeah, that might be worth doing a little raffle for. And really and truly, I just want to get you all excited about some of the things that you can do and ways that you can increase your productivity. Next week we're gonna list it next week because I want to make sure that I can get enough people interested in it. So that's good. I'm glad y'all are excited about that. So I'll have some substrates to pull with that too. Oh, dog tags. I'll throw some dog tags in there. Just some of the substrates that I've been sourcing lately and playing with. So that you all can tell me what you feel about them and get other people excited about it as well. I'm trying to think. And later what we'll do after we raffle the 15,000, I might raffle that 16,650. So and that's a whole nother beast. I think that one is available. Let me put in the Eco Tape ET 16650. But they'd be killing me when they put the wrong stuff up here because I get all excited. This is where I order from B&H Photo, so I can tell you for sure that that I did get my stuff. And I think they even have them on the Epson website right now if you wanted to order straight from Epson. Yeah, so this one's in stock. It's free expedited shipping because they asked me if I want it by Wednesday. They do free expedited shipping. So you would get this probably by middle of next week. And see, they have two different ones. The 16600 is the one that's 12 pages per minute. But this 25 pages per minute, it doesn't really print 25 pages per minute. But I will tell you, it print my 13 by 19 Remembrance order. Pretty much the same exact design. I'll show you how much ink it used up and everything. If I can pull it up, is it recent? Let me see. Let me show you what it was. Because I like to give people an idea of when I say something printed, what like how much ink it really had to lay down and everything. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick for y'all. It was this one. So it printed this right here. 20 of these. This is 13 by 19. 20 of these in 9 minutes. Less than 30 seconds of print. And the only issue that I would have, like sometimes when it first started printing, since it had been turned off, the very first 2 or 3 lines would be missing a color, but I probably could resolve that by when I first turn it on, just go ahead and do print head cleaning and a nozzle check on some regular paper so I don't mess my stuff up. But you know, with those 7710s, almost every 5 prints you do, you're going to stop in the middle. It's going to say it's missing a color. It's going to spit the paper out, all of that good stuff. So literally this was done in 9 minutes, 20 prints. So I was able to print 60 prints in like less than 30 minutes. Unheard of. I know, I was excited. It even prints faster than the large format. So I'm still working with that. That's why I'm trying to get information for you all to kind of give you the scoop so you'll know. Let me see if y'all have any questions while I'm just talking. So Yoko, this one does 13 by 19 as well. The 16650 and the 15,000 both do 13 by 19. The difference is the 16650 is meant to be more of an office use printer, so it's meant to have that have, you know, a lot of paper going through it. I think the life of it is probably a little longer just because it's meant to be more of an industrious printer. Than the 15,000 is, you can even tell by the paper tray, it's just a little, it's light, it's compact, it's great for that. Like I would even like travel with this, a nice little, you know, traveling type of printer if you, as long as you lock the where the print head is. But I don't think it would be that be my workhorse. But it would be a good it would be a great, an excellent step up from the 7710. 7710 somewhere around 200-300. That one's about 600. You don't have to buy cartridges, you just buy the ink. And of course you all know that I sell the True Colors ink, and I wanted to, I'm doing my evaluation of those inks. I have several different settings that I did, and I'll be showing you all that as well. So yeah, you just pop and the True Color bottles already come in the Eco Tank bottle styles. So all you do is take the top off and pop them right on, just like you would the Epson Eco Tank bottles. And then if you have the 7710, you just open the bottle up and use it with the syringe like you normally would. So make sure y'all check out that ink too. All right, loves. I know y'all were here for design, but I'm glad I can answer questions about other stuff too. Anything else y'all need while y'all have me here? All right, I also want y'all to look out for, I am helping one of our innate creatives with launching her first brick and mortar store, little boutique. So I'm going to be documenting that process and sharing it with you all. So make sure you let me know like what type of things, what type of questions you have along the way, so I can let this experience be something that you can kind of learn directly from. And then a lot of this material will be turned into material that you can use later. So Tracy, yes, you want to turn that layer off. When it comes time to print, it even says on the layer, it says turn off for printing. So I would turn that off, and this is all I would print. Now I leave this white on here because it helps me to see. If you just print this by itself, you're not gonna know where the shirt is. If you print it like this, you'll have an idea of where your bleed area is, when you're centered, and where your sleeves are. All right, love. So I'm going to try to get myself together. So hopefully I can get these kids on this project today, and they'll get an opportunity to design something live for you all. They've already picked out their pictures and everything, so they're excited. . All right, love. So I'll check out in a little bit. And Yoko, I'll go ahead and email you this. If you need anything from me, just let me know. Now, all over printing, I don't know how to do anything from the silhouette. Your girl for that is going to be Shakia Lavelle. She has Silhaholics Anonymous, and I believe she does have a tutorial where she teaches you how to print all over from silhouette. But there is a playlist. If you look for a playlist on the Innate Lab playlist, it is one for all over printing, and I show you how to, from Photoshop, how to break it down to 13 by 19 tiles or the 13-inch roll media. You can also print on roll media, so you end up with less tiles. And I show you that whole process. I actually do a paste up session for you all. And yeah, that'll probably be the last video that I actually make physically doing tiling to do all overs. But most certainly you can do it, and I have done it before. It's just that when I have a lot of orders or more than a couple of shirts, it's just not worth the time that it takes for me. But there are some people who've been doing it for, you know, hundreds of shirts. They did it that way until they got their large format printer. So I try to offer you something kind of in the middle, to where if you have enough time, you can order the all over prints. We can send them to you, and then you can still press them with your 16 by 20 press. It's not about you. You can connect with us on, there's a private Facebook group, the NA Creatives private Facebook group, and Erica Kane helps with that tremendously. She's an admin there. So she kind of helps to maintain the orders and correspondence and that sort of thing. And then we also have our Facebook page, which is Innate Lab. And there, in the website, you can go to innatelab.com. And as a matter of fact, Erica, if you could, I can do it. Like, act like I can't type. innatelab.com. You can always go to the website. There's the Innate Creatives. I'm spelling it for you. Creatives Facebook group. And that's when we announce pretty much anything that we have going on, classes and all. If you're interested in taking classes, we have a class, what's today, Thursday? We have a class tomorrow. Tomorrow, I believe it is at, is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Y'all check the website. Don't let me lie to y'all. So if you have a 15 by 15, somebody told me that you can do it. I'm sure you can. There are going to be some limitations. I think so. In one direction, it can't be wider than 30 inches. So you're going to be cutting it real close. Like anything larger than the extra large might be a little bit of a problem with the method that we use. So you'll have to basically hang something off the press in order to get it. But I know it can be done. I'm just not the one to tell you how to do it, because I've never physically done it with a smaller than a 16 by 20 press. But I've heard several people say you can do it. Yes, Tracy, I have several videos. I have a whole playlist on how to print and how to set up the printer, how to print the all overs, and then also how to heat press, paste them all together, and then heat press the all over prints. So I have a playlist. If you look up all over on the Innate Lab YouTube channel, you'll see I think it's about 5 videos there. Oh, is it 7? So I did 7 this time. Oh yeah, because usually 8 o'clock y'all start tapping out on me at 10 anyway. You're welcome. All right, so yeah, so tomorrow y'all have me for class. It's $60 for that class, I believe 3 hours. And everyone that takes the class ends up with a final product. And this is very beginner friendly. So even though it looks like a very complicated project, it's very beginner friendly, okay? Yes, if you go to the, I'll show you what class it is. And also, I retire classes, so if y'all ever want me to bring a class back, make sure you request it in the Innate Creatives group. Because what happens is I usually teach a class 2 times, maybe 3 times max. And then if you go to the 10-minute templates, I usually put everything there for you all. So let's see, we are teaching 7/16. So this is the one for tomorrow. And then this is the one we just did. People really enjoyed this one, this 104 course. So I will probably teach the 104 course again because I only did it once so far. But yeah, these courses, we had the 102 course. That one was really popular. I may do another session of that one. But you can also purchase the playback for it. So it's $10 less and you don't get to do the interactive part, but you get the same files and you get to watch the whole, 3-hour long video. But yeah, so this is the one that we're doing tomorrow. It's an airbrush template, but you're learning how to do more than just edit the template. You're learning techniques such as adding your text, duplicating objects, the fade off, like how I fade off my images. You learn to do that. It's all hands on. I get to look at your screen. I even get to control your mouse if you just really get out of hand. I can steer the boat. So, and I want you to pay attention here to the description because it tells you everything you have to do for homework before you do the class. So if you plan on doing it, it's basically just following directions, downloading your stuff, putting it in a folder, installing your fonts, and having your photo ready for class because I don't want anybody stumbling in class. I want us to, just be able to get down to the nitty gritty and work. So any class that I've already done, y'all can request a reboot of that class, and I have more stuff coming up. So the next one we're going to be learning how to design the socks. So that's the next class, and that's by popular demand, which you all said that you wanted to learn in the Innate Creatives group. Yes, the sale. Oh, that's another thing. Yes, yeah. I'm so sorry. I haven't talked to y'all live in so long that y'all just asking me all the questions. Y'all so sweet. So, yes, there's a sale that's going to be going on Saturday. I haven't figured out what time I'm going to start it, but I gave y'all a heads up this time that it's going to be for 24 hours. It's going to start on Saturday, and all the templates will be on sale. More than likely, I'm going to do like a, all templates $9.99 type of deal, something like that. Okay. They're usually $20 a piece. So I try to give everybody heads up this time. So, basically it's supposed to be a flash sale, but it's not, it is going to be for 24 hours, but it wasn't like it was a surprise. You all know about it now. And make sure, you let other folks know that may have been sleeping on the group and because they always come back and, oh man, I didn't see it. So y'all let your friends know and stuff. Otherwise they're going to be mad at you. You're welcome, Tracy. Awesome. So yes, we talked about class. We talked about raffle. We talked about the inks. Large format prints. Jeez, there's so much in the works. I don't I don't want to bore y'all too much. Oh, in the store project. So I'll be putting up footage of that in the Innate Creatives group. And then that way you all can chime in with what questions you have, what you're excited about, even like giving input, what you might want to see in the boutique. It's really a ground up experience for her. And I'm basically developing materials that'll go along with that to help you all start up your brick and mortars. If you don't know, it's a good time if you can afford a small space. I never encourage you to just go out there and do it big and not know what the economy is looking like right now. But a small space, basically something that you would rent out a storage space, right? For around $400 a month. That's what we're leasing, this $400 a month office type space that has a little bit of a retail ability to it, and it's going to be a cute little space, probably about the size of an office, but we'll be able to deck it out, make it look cute, and for $400, that's where you would go to get your peace of mind, if you were working on stuff. So some production will be there, but major production can be done at the house. Like if you're doing 100 or more shirts and you don't want to sit up there at the shop, you want to do it at home, you still have that ability. So I'm showing you different ways, entry levels, all the way up to, you know, some of you who may have been in the game a long time and you're considering what you need in order to step out there to the public on a commercial scene. So we're going to be showing you a little bit of that life. So my collectors, my super fans out there, I appreciate y'all. And I'll try to see if maybe even if I can get a couple new ones on there. I'm sitting on so many templates, y'all, that I haven't had the time to do the videos, and y'all know I don't like to give you a template without giving you a video to go with it. So that's going to be something that I start kicking up for the members of the Innate Academy. We're going to do a membership program, and the people in the membership program will be able to request basically custom templates. So if you have a theme that you want to see, maybe you want to see, like, this one could be a Spider-Man theme if you think about it. I'll, you know, show you how to dock it up, make sure it's a Spider-Man theme for your personal use, of course. And and then we'll go to you know, basically show you all how to do things a little more in depth than what we do with the free-for-all content. So I want to give y'all something special. There's some people that really invest in me heavy, and I want to make sure I'm giving you all some, you know, some personal time, some extra attention, you know, a little love going your way, because literally, yeah, finding a way. I can't put my lips to say your name right now, but if you tell me, I know I will know your name. But yes, supported a lot for the template purchases, and just support me in general. Yeah, so I'm ready too. So as we talked about, the membership will be something that I am considering the tiers. So I want something that people can pay just $30 a month and still have some type of like, basically I'm thinking of even making all of the retired courses part of that membership, instead of you having to buy out each course that you want. You don't get to do the interactive part, but you'll still have access to those recordings, which is major. And then if you still want to do interactive classes, you'll get a discount on the interactive classes because you're a member. So that's how I think I'm going to do that. Then you all will be able to do, like today we did a custom design. I didn't charge for like a Photoshop file for the custom design. So you'll be able to basically get custom artwork for the same price that an average customer would just get the PNG. You'll get the Photoshop file. So if I do something custom for you, you'll at least have something that you can edit in the future. So I'm working out some perks for you all. Like I so want to see y'all's success, and I've been seeing it, and I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all don't know, when I finally get a chance to log in, because I know y'all don't see me that often anymore. I've been like literally pushing it. But when I get online and I see y'all's stuff, man, I hope YouTube doesn't crash when I open up Facebook. But y'all are impressing me. Like, look at this. Y'all don't, I am a proud design mama bear. You hear me? Look at the first time taking a class, playing with these templates. Like, y'all are doing it. And I really hope that that this is stepping the level up in your local areas. Look at that. They're doing it all over. Go ahead, baby. But yeah. Let me show you some more of your stuff. That's Devonna. That's the one I'm helping to set up her shop, and we're testing some ink. And just so you all know, I was asking left or right on this, and I told y'all I was testing printer settings, but in actuality, this is one ink and this is another ink. So the left is true ink. I didn't tell y'all that because it was kind of like a blind study. I wanted to see realistically what you all felt. The left is true color, and the right is another major ink. I won't, you know, talk about anybody's stuff like that because that's unprofessional and just, you know, kind of nasty. But so I was trying to see your honest opinion, and you all said left. So y'all need to check out that True Colors ink. I'm telling you, it is the truth. The name is the truth. So yeah, flash sale. Let me see some of y'all's work. I was coming on here to brag about y'all. Yes, y'all are taking those templates and doing it with them. Like, I didn't imagine for you all to be implementing this so quickly. But Edward says these are still selling, like, and he's got all different variations of it. So I'm happy when you can take one $20 template, or if you got it on sale, a $10 template, and make money hand over fist with that same template over and over again. I'm not mad at y'all when y'all do that. But that's the template from the 104 class. Yeah, that's one of the Rose Remembrance templates. Y'all are doing this. Y'all are doing this. I show y'all some videos. I give you a little bit of guidance, and y'all take off with this stuff. And this is what I'm seeing. This makes me so proud. It makes me so proud. Hold on, matter of fact, this is our love starting up the store. Hey, baby. Hey, I'm on live right now. I'm good, babe. It's okay. I was just talking about you. No, I'll check the tracking for it. Is there anything dropped off up there? Okay. Well, yeah, just ask him if anything came in for us, and I'll check the tracking myself. And we're about to get off the live. We were just doing a little chit chat, and they missed me. All right, bye bye. Yeah, so that was Devonna. Oh, that's you. All right. I'm trying to tell you, y'all are. Man, I'm over here smiling. Natasha, and she's been doing her thing too. Amen. Y'all see me? I'm trying to make little videos for y'all, teaching you how to fill up your ink. I got my little GoPro. I keep it attached to my forehead or my chest, looking crazy just for y'all. When I tell y'all I don't care, I'm looking crazy for you. I don't care. Nikki, she's been doing her thing from the beginning, like using these. She's good with using these templates now. And I hope that they are, helping you with your growth for your business. Like I would like for, I'm gonna do a challenge. Let's do a challenge. I don't know how many people we got viewing right now, but let's do a challenge where we do samples. I want to see, because right now what Devon and I are working on, because I'm helping her with her setup, trying to categorize what things, like if you had a wall to display your stuff, so whether it be a pop-up event, whether it be your Facebook cover image, or your actual storefront, what items and images would you use for your samples? So that's what we're writing right now. I'm helping to categorize. So we're going to do shirts, pillows, socks, sublimation hair bows, things of that nature. So I have the categories of products, but then we also have the category of the themes that we're going to fit: schools, weddings, babies, anniversary, etc. So we're going to take those categories and basically make a pretty much like not a virtual, an actual physical collage of products. So I'm going to think of what we're going to name it, but we're going to do a challenge because I want to see what you will pull together for that. And I know I have a lot of creative folks, not just with, oh, this is beautiful, not just with the images, but y'all are creative in your merchandising. And if you don't know that taking a photo and making something look cute when you take a photo of it, that is considered merchandising. And that's a highly sought after skill. I want to see what your merchandising skills look like. We're gonna take this up a notch. This group was never intended just to be about learning Photoshop. It was always intended to help you grow your business, look super professional, and have some tools under your belt that the average competitor of yours is not going to have. Okay? Stand out. And Tanya, she did that with this SpongeBob. This is so beautiful. And y'all see that little pineapple back there too. So yeah, so this is y'all. I put out these templates, I put out these examples, but for the most part, this is the same template we were just working on for this session. Y'all are doing this. That's the watercolor template. Y'all are doing this. I'm just watching now. I'm watching and seeing what you need next. And y'all let me know what you need next. I am here for you all. Okay. All right, love. So I think I'm gonna let y'all go for real now. Check on this order. And I think Got a one-on-one tonight, so I should be able to get this this live session with you all today. If we don't do it today, we'll do it tomorrow. But we'll see if we can go ahead and knock it out today. All right, yeah, we've been shipping out some lately, so I hope it comes ASAP Rocky, your True Colors ink, and let me know. Let me know how it performs for you. Make sure you follow that video on the settings, because I want everybody to be on the same settings, because my goal is to have a bunch of people in our network who have the True Colors ink. And whether you have the Epson 7710s or 20s or the Eco Tanks or large formats, as long as you're using the True Colors ink, we're going to create a network of referrals, basically. So if I have someone in your area, instead of me just shipping all over the world and all over the United States, I'm going to have a group of partners that I can say, hey, you take this order, it's in your area, it's either a one-day ship from you, or they can come to your place of business, or you can deliver. So we're going to have all of those things set up. That's our kind of commitment to one another's growth, is we're going to develop this network. So I'm working on it. That's the other thing I've been tirelessly working on too. So yes, Tip. Yeah, Tip. Yeah, I got to give credit to Tip too. She's been on it. Yep. So y'all, and Mary, she's kicking it up too. Mary's been on it. I see Tori. Oh, that I was gonna say Shannon didn't do that. I did the template, but I forget who did that one. Beautiful image. But I like to showcase y'all's work in the header. So if you see that from time to time, I'm usually sharing something that y'all did. All right, so let me get to what I need to get to so I can get to you later. Oh, yep. All right, love. That was you again. All right. So one-on-one session, the same way you get to the custom design, that's how you get to the one-on-one session. So you go to design, print services. And I'm going to tell you all the truth. I've been limiting my one-on-ones because I have so much going on. So the one-on-one sessions now, they are $90 for the full hour. Usually we can get, and I give you in the description. So 1 hour, if we're doing if I'm showing you from top to bottom how to edit a template, I can usually get that done in 1 hour. If you want to just completely create something from scratch and, kind of learn to build without starting from something, then that's usually a 2-hour session, and you have to book each hour, separately, because it does 1 hour at a time. So that is definitely available online, one-on-one, and it doesn't have to be Photoshop. I could be teaching you how to use your heat press if something's going wrong, how to change your color settings, basically anything that I've ever talked about in any of these videos, or you feel that I have the personal knowledge of, I will help you for the hour. Okay, I will be your personal creative genie for a whole hour. Okay. All right, love. So I'm checking out for real this time. I think we've been on here a good amount of time. I need to send Yoko this file so she can get to work. And if you all need me in the meantime, comment in the Innate Creatives. That's probably the quickest way. Erica has been a blessing. She's been staying on top of stuff for me. I am a not so multitasking creative mind, so a lot of times I have to block myself into different modes, and she's been instrumental in helping me kind of make sure I stay in contact and handle issues and orders and all of that good stuff. So Erica is your go-to for most things, logistics or help that you need. Once you have a session with me, or once I'm doing a video or a class or something, that's kind of my domain. But absolutely, we're here to help you all. Okay. So if with the issue with joining the group, message Erica Kane in the group. I think even if you were not in the group, you can see who the admins are. So click on the admin, Erica Kane, and just message her and say, hey, these are my screenshots, or maybe it wouldn't let you upload it or whatever, and tell her that your request is pending, and she will be on it. She's the best. Okay. All right, loves. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for real. But for now, I'm just going to say bye. I'll check y'all soon, okay?